I'm a little antsy tonight. You forgive me.
Yeah.
You know, I get this way, well, I guess I am this way.
Oh, yeah.
You know who I bumped into today was a guy who used to terrorize me in grade school, Tommy Calagna.
Tommy?
Yeah. And every day, this kid for 5 years would come up to me and shake me down for my lunch money.
Bastard.
And then finally one day I come to school and I'm trembling because I see him coming and there's no change in my pockets.
Uh-oh.
So he comes up to me and he says, "Katz, where's your lunch money?" And I said, "I don't have any money." And he said, "Okay."
Wow.
Wow.
What do you think of this, Dad? Is that clear to you? Take like 10 steps back, though, and see if you can...
Ow. Pickups. Celebrity limo service.
Hmm?
It looks like a semi-professional sign.
Well, I made it myself. Do you like the letters in all the different colors like that?
Yeah, it leaps out at you, so it captures
I cut them out from different magazines, so it looks like a ransom note. That was my concept.
Is it a project you're doing for...
Dad, you don't understand. I'm starting a business, and I'm working through the initial...
I see. And what kind of business, man?
It's a celebrity limo pickup service. It's called Pickups, like hiccups. You need a catchy title for a business. That's the most important thing.
And do you think there's a market for it in this?
Oh yeah, celebrities are coming in and out of town all the time, and they need rides, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pick them up at the airport, bring them to their press junkets, their hotels, their restaurants. The list goes on. I think I'm onto something.
Yeah,
Dad, really.
I do too.
I mean, you don't seem excited.
No, this is me excited. Don't you remember? But Ben, unless I'm missing something, you're going to need a car. Am I right?
Got one. Rented one. It's a Monte Carlo. Like the Count.
That's Cristo.
Like the oil?
No, that's Crisco.
Like the Count.
No, that's Carlo.
Like the car.
Well, just very realistically, how, you're going to have expenses like the car. How are you going to pay for the car?
Credit card.
Whose credit card?
Your credit card.
Didn't we have a talk about that? I gave you my credit card,
right,
in case of an emergency, and this does not constitute an emergency.
I mean, things happen so fast. The business needed to be set up so quickly, and the idea came so quickly.
Well, I understand that, but I wish you could reassure me that if you're going to use my card in a situation that's not an emergency, that you'll clear it with me first.
I'm going to use it again today. Dad, I gotta say, I'd love to stay and chat, but I got to pick up the car right now.
Wait, hold on one second, man. Let me play the devil's advocate here just for 1 minute.
No, Dad, don't. Okay, please? I don't like the devil's advocate thing. You're too good at it.
What about Duck, Duck, Goose?
Okay, you got a deal.
It's so hard to know,
Sure.
It's like I did this thing in my act about something about Vietnamese people eating dogs, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this woman comes up to me. She goes, that was really unnecessary. You're pretty funny. You don't have to resort to that. And I go, what? And she goes, well, making fun of other people's cultures, that's pretty low. And after all, what is the difference between, one culture where they eat a dog or here in the United States where we eat a cow? So I go, I don't know, lady, I guess the difference is that eating a cow is, correct. And eating a dog is completely screwed up. Based on my rule, which is that any animal that can catch a Frisbee is not food. That's how I divide the animal kingdom. Throw him a Frisbee. If it bounces off his head, he's lunch. I know it's not scientific, but it works with most of your better-tasting animals. If you throw a Frisbee to a turkey, boom, right off his head. Sorry, I don't play sports, I'm a turkey. Well, what are you doing here? Well, I don't know. I just have a lot of white meat and drumsticks. Hint! If you wanted to kill me, I'm not really good at flying away. Hint, hint! I know only one word, gobble. Big hint! I went to the Red Lobster. They just have that look, that any word from the governor look. But I eat them anyway, because all you got to do is have like 4 or 5 drinks, and then you don't really care, you know what I mean? Once you had some drinks, you're just sitting there with that Emperor of Rome attitude now. The waiter's going, can we help you? And you're like, yes, bring me the brown one. He amuses me. The impertinent one on the right. Seize him! Would you like a beverage? Wine! Bring me wine! It's just odd. It's like, why are they the only animals that have to put up with that? Like if you go to a steakhouse, no cow tank. They don't bring a cow over. What do you think of this one, buddy? With a baked potato, I don't think you go wrong with him. Say the word, I got a gun, I'll blast the crap out of him right here. Hey, put your head up. The hell's wrong with you? There's a customer here. And there's the cow. Why don't you have the lobster? He's in a tank. Why don't you mind your own business?
This is awfully nice back here, Ben.
It's roomy, huh?
Ah,
That's why I rented it.
It's heaven.
You got your seatbelt on back there? Huh?
Yep.
Because safety first with pickups.
Nope, I'm strapped in.
Hey, Dad. I see you.
Yep.
Yeah. How you doing? Just making sure the thing works. All set back there?
I'm fine.
Still see ya.
Hey, Ben, please watch where you're going.
I'm sorry, I'm not looking at the road.
Yeah.
I should really do that.
Okay, hey, you can let me off right here, Ben, because it's just my office is just right around the corner. And I appreciate the lift, and I hope this isn't...
It's no problem. I'm happy to give you a ride. I mean, one, it's my job, and two, it's on my way anyway.
To
your office.
where?
Where I'm going. To do my day's work.
Which is...
I can't keep talking like this, Dad. It's like you had a stroke.
So, Laura,
Yeah?
look, here's the deal. Ben...
You want me to explain?
No, that's okay. I can handle it.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ben has started a little company, and he needs a place to just to take calls for the day.
Yeah.
Okay, so
And
you're going
to-
to take him out looking for a place?
No, he's actually going to share the office with me just for the day, and then we'll find some other kind of arrangement.
No, really?
So,
Yeah, I'm going to stay out of your way.
yeah.
Oh,
So
Not gonna
I
get-
know this is not the ideal arrangement, but
honestly, it wasn't ideal to begin with, so...
yeah.
Dad, where do you want me to set up? Do you want me to...
Why don't you set up as far away from Laura as you possibly can get and still be in the office?
Okay, cool. So why don't I just move the coat rack and do it right over there?
That's okay with me.
Is that going to be okay with you, Laura? Lolo?
Don't
Huh?
call me that.
What?
Whatever you just said, just don't say it again.
Lolo.
Hey guys, I
That's
want to
your
go.
I said not to say it again.
Laura,
That's
Ben,
what I call you in the office. Hey, Lolo.
I need to know that I can go into my office and work and know that the two of you will behave like young adults.
No, this is not going to be disruptive at all. I mean, I'm here to do my business.
Okay,
and I
and-
assume
and-
you are too, Laura.
And Ben, what's important most of all is that my business runs smoothly without any interference from you.
Dad, that's your problem. I mean, you gotta
Well,
you
it
gotta
could
run your
become
own
your
ship.
problem very quickly, young man. If
I don't
you
like that tone of voice with me.
I'm sorry.
Don't get snippy because this is my first day and I got enough.
Okay, look, I
Nervous
want it to
tension
go
to
well for
begin
you.
with.
I want this to work for you. I just don't want you
Dad,
to
you-
make Laura's job impossible.
Yeah, we're gonna be fine.
Okay.
Everything's gonna work out. Laura and I are gonna be like office mates. We're gonna be office pals. Gonna be office buddies. Isn't that right, Laura? Buddy up.
Okay, kids.
See you at the coffee counter. Wash your mug, 'cause germs, germs, germs.
You seem a little distracted today, Winona.
No, I'm fine. It's just they're
Yeah.
uh
You know, there's nothing you can't say to me. You understand that.
I know. I just
Yeah.
if you do you have any Kleenex?
Sure, help yourself.
Maybe
Right.
you should.
No, I'm good, thanks.
It-
Oh, right. Oh. Has that been there the whole time we've been talking?
Yeah.
Because I apologize if that's... See, that's why I'm still hungry. No, I know very little about your parents. How did they meet?
My mom and dad.
Yeah.
My mom was wearing a mini skirt, and my dad followed her to a softball game, and they met.
Yeah, where is she from?
She's from Minnesota. You know, she talks like that.
She's got a deviated septum.
And my dad's like got a heavy Brooklyn accent. Talks like that.
Good septum.
How you doing over there? I know. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to startle you. I gotta get myself orgasmized, huh?
Okay, that's the kind of thing we don't say.
That's an
in the
office thing. The office expression.
Okay, I'm done with this conversation.
Well, I was raised in San Francisco, but then we moved to this commune for 4 years with no electricity or running water.
Mm-hmm.
My parents thought, oh, we're taking them out of the city and we're going to raise them in this utopia, this, nature. They won't have to be afraid of anything. But they didn't know that there was wild boar up there and that it was terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
There was no way to turn on a light when you were scared. You had to grope for matches and find a candle or a kerosene lamp.
Groping for matches already doesn't sound safe, even without the kerosene.
You know, Laura, this is a big day for me because this is my grand opening, and I assume I'm going to be getting a lot of calls, for business, because I am open for business. I mean, the point is so that, I was wondering if you could maybe just say pickups when you answer the phone and not play up the whole doctor thing unless it sounds like a really troubled person.
I remember everyone always claiming they saw a UFO.
Mm-hmm.
I remember one of the older kids saying, if you walk like an alien, they won't abduct you. So when we would have to be out at night, we'd walk like aliens, or how we thought aliens would walk.
How'd you do that walk? That makes sense.
My mom would get us up every morning before school, like 2 hours before we had to leave, and make us meditate.
Yeah.
And then she'd make us do the salutations to the sun, this yoga thing, over and over and over again. We had to, honor the earth all the time.
But so let me see if I have this right. You'd honor the earth and then you do a sun salutation?
Yeah.
And is that a conflict of interest? I don't know that much about it.
So, we broke up, and I haven't spoken to her since. Hard to believe that was 18 years ago, huh? I bet you'd be surprised to hear that I'm running my own company now.
Wow, that's really fascinating.
Hey, there's a lot you don't know about me.
I like that about you. Dr. Katz's office?
Is not.
Is?
No, is not, Laura. I know you're not. I know I'm not paying your salary, but the least you could do is answer the phone.
What is it?
It's pickups.
No, what do you want?
Oh, I was just checking in. I'm driving and I have a phone.
Okay, well, everything's fine.
Sam, you know the problem?
Okay, bye-bye.
Wait, hold up, because I just have a quick... There's a weird smell in the car.
Mm-hmm.
And, I think it's me.
Hey, Richard, have you ever considered marriage? That maybe there's a Mrs. Jenny in your future?
No, I've never really even been drunk enough to get a tattoo.
Right.
I think you just never know what's going to happen in them.
Yeah.
And I mean, the proof that nobody knows what's going to happen is that women are now smoking cigars. Who could have ever predicted? Now, I don't personally have anything against it. I think, whenever I'm in an intimate situation with a lovely young lady, I want her to remind me as much of Edward G. Robinson as possible. I want a woman in a nightie and a push-up bra with a big stogie going, all right, here's the way it's going to be, Buster. I don't want any foreplay. I'm a busy girl, see? I don't want to get pregnant, see? So at the end, you get out of there. Beat it. Scram. Brah!
Huh.
I don't know. It's just hard to decide, because when you first fall in love, it's easy, right?
Right.
Because when you're in love, there's nothing like you take some love and some sex and you mix them together. It's almost like a rocket launch. You're taking off your shirt in that boudoir and you can almost hear the NASA guy going T-4, 3, 2. But if 10 years go by and you're not in love now, it's not exactly a rocket. It's more like a crappy commuter flight in a little puddle jumping plane. You're just in the bedroom taking off your shirt hearing this guy. Folks, we're gonna get underway here in the sex. We should be hitting the climax right on schedule, just about 4 or 5 minutes maximum. Got a slight tailwind, could get us in just a little bit early. Those of you on the right side of the bed, point of interest, closet doors open, you might want to start picking out your clothing for work in the morning. Please remain in position till we've come to a full and complete stop. People say that marriage should be forever, but, when they made up that rule, forever wasn't that long, I mean, when they made up that rule, there was just a guy going, yeah, I'll get married. Hey, come on, I don't want to be 19 and alone. You never know what's going to happen with a marriage. Sometimes you turn on the TV and there's Willard Scott going, these people have been married for 140 years. Then you flick another channel and there's someone going, a Milwaukee woman has crazy glued her husband's butt cheeks together while he was sleeping. I mean, that really happened,
I read about that.
I always wondered if they stayed together. The couple, I mean. That's, it's got to be weird. The guy wakes up and, he comes down. And probably, you can't really accuse the wife right away. You got to go, honey, did you glue my butt cheeks together while I was sleeping? And she's there going, all of a sudden you're Mr. Observant. You didn't notice when I changed the curtains?
What do you want?
I just got to tell you, I got to be totally honest with you. Hydroplaning? Fun. I'll tell you something, I would never do it with a client in the car, because when the client gets in, that's when I turn on Mr. Business.
Is there something I can do for you?
That's when I turn off Mr. Fun.
I'm hanging up.
My mom was dragging me to church every week.
Yeah.
Not a good one, you know, like St. John the Divine or St. Mary the Immaculate. We used to go to St. Phil the Reliable. You know, he's not a miracle worker, but he's there.
Right.
It was boring, you know. They all priests, they have this, like, weird... Can you say the word Lord? Try and say that.
Lord.
See, you can't be a priest. You have to have a certain tone of voice, a very clipped, just caught my privates in a car door, borderline Kermit the Frog. Lord! Oh, Lord, Lord, Lord. Lord, as I must do each week, let me repeat things over and over so as to bore everyone and fill up an hour. Whoa, you're a holy, holy, holy guy, Lord. You are 10 pounds of holy in a 5-pound bag. Lord, you are... And I'd be back there, what are you, Rain Man Padre? Pick it up. Lord, let us read from the Epistle of the Apostle, Romans 7, Leviticus 3, paragraph 9, section 8, 25 or 64, Chicago 7, St. Louis 2, bottom of the 8th, runners at the corners, Lord! Yeah, it's, I don't know. People always tell me I shouldn't make fun of church and stuff, and I always think, like, you know, well, God knows everything, right?
Yeah.
So God knew I would do this, and he let me. That's the way I look at it. You know what I mean? Because I don't care who your Lord is, even if you're not Catholic. You can't have a Lord going, I was not aware of that. How could that have happened? Here I am, the Supreme Being, and I don't know what the hell's going on. You know, on any given Sunday, more people watch auto racing than go to Catholic church now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and auto racing is pretty boring, too. I don't know why. I think the only difference is that auto racing, unlike church, has really exciting radio commercials.
Right.
I think if the church had them, they probably would do better if that. Sunday, Sunday, attention church fans. At the Church of the Independent Suspension, see Big Daddy Monsignor Murphy take on the devil himself. That's right, the priest from the east versus the thunder from down under. It's all happening at 12 o'clock Mass this Sunday, Sunday!
Hey, Ben.
Dad, let me explain right off, okay?
Yeah.
Airports are very confusing. There's a lot of on-ramps and off-ramps and different places, and driving around here is not what I'm used to, and I think was the major problem.
Look, I'm just glad that you're not hurt.
I'm putting up the out-of-business sign, because this is ridiculous.
Well, I'm not mad at you, Ben, if that's any comfort to you. I'm a little disappointed. I think it was a great idea, but you know what? Maybe it's something you can come back to at a different time in your life when you figure out this whole departure-arrival thing.
Well, you know, I blame myself. I do. It's not that I blame others. I mean, I failed at this. I gave it
You had one bad experience, and is that any reason to give up on a business?
That is the mark. It's just a bad omen, and I'm not going to start a business based on bad energy. You know, Dad, maybe you just didn't give birth to a business-minded son, you know?
I don't know,
give me
Ben.
the mind for business. I mean,
just don't give up on yourself so quickly. That's my only concern.
I think I was born to not own a business.
Yeah. Well, in that case, you're doing great.
I mean, did you ever just get nervous when you're in your line of work? I mean, that you're not doing a good job?
Oh, absolutely. Every day I feel that way. Every day I ask myself, am I a good therapist? And I've learned to stop asking out loud.
You know, and I tried to get into shape, but it just takes too long to work out, you know? I just don't have the time. It's just faster to not walk by a mirror when you're naked. Because as long as you got your clothes on, you can go, I look pretty good.
Right.
Then you see yourself naked in a full-length mirror and go, whoa. If I saw this in a forest, I'd shoot it and run back to the car.
Yeah.
But to be honest with you, I just, you know, they get you to join these health clubs because they always have these signs up, like, you know, Heather Locklear, half naked. Join up! And I never met a beautiful girl. You know who I meet is like these naked guys in a locker room. And for some reason, guys in a gym locker room are like casual naked guys. They're, hi, I'm Bob, I'm naked. This is Bill, he's naked. This is Buck naked. Let's stop by the steam room and chat nakedly. So I go, you know, in the steam room, and man, I always sit across from some guy with his knees in different time zones, chatting like nothing unusual is going, hey, it's hot in here. And I'm like, hey, hey, hey!
At one point, years ago, I was in a group therapy session, and they were going around the circle, and everyone had to tell their problems, and they were telling these terrible, terrible problems of being abused and being this and that, and they got to me. My problems was, well, I'm really successful, and I'm really rich, and I'm really famous, and I don't know how to deal with it. And everyone hated me, and I basically got kicked out of the group.
Huh. You're in a tough spot. Who do you trust? Everybody wants something from you. Do you trust me?
Not really, no.
See, I think that has to be a starting point in our relationship. And there's a very simple exercise you can do. I want you to stand up in front of me with your arms out at your sides, and I want you to fall backwards into my arms. In the process, I will earn your trust.
Oh, the trust fall?
I actually learned this game in college. I was in what they used to call encounter groups. And there was a woman in the group who never spoke, and the instructor finally asked her why. And she points to me, and she says, I don't trust him. He says, look, there's an exercise you can do. I want you to stand in front of Jonathan, and I want you to fall backwards into his arms. In the process, he will earn your trust.
Did you catch her?
Well, actually, about 6 years later, she wheels up to me to convention. Whoops, you know what the music means. Our time is up.
Okay, bye.
Hey, Dad. What do you think of these pants? Too tight?
Well, they're not tight around the ankle.
I'm just thinking about a change of style, you know?
Yeah. Do you have a plan? I mean, you want to change?
Well, I think it starts with, the look. It starts with the clothes. Then you can go underneath the clothes.
Yeah. But I think you should make a choice about the pants. You should either get them all the way on or take them off.
Yeah.
Because this open at the waist thing,
it's kind of a style in itself, Dad. Half on, half off.
Is it uncomfortable to zip them all the way up and button them? Is it too tight?
Yeah, it's a little bit tight.
Yeah.
Well, Dad, I know you're going to think it's superficial to use accessories to develop a personality, but you got to start somewhere, What about a cane?
I don't
Walking
think so.
stick.
I think
white linen suit.
I think white linen suit is nice.
Really?
But it's seasonal.
Yeah.
Can't wear it before Memorial Day.
Why all the rules?
That's the thing about fashion. There are all these rules.
But that's the thing. I'm going to break the rules. I'm going to wear linen off-season.
What about just a nervous tick?
Just like a twitch?
Yeah.
What if I just developed really bad allergies? Huh? Always had an inhaler and a drippy nose.
Yeah, those are all gimmicks. Those are all contrivances.
It'd be a parrot and a peg leg. That could be like, very popular just in this neighborhood. And I could walk around and call everyone Captain. Morning, Captain!
That's not a good idea.
Good morning, Captain.
Yeah? Did you want to see me?
Yes, Laura, I need your opinion on something.
Oh, Dr. Katz, I really wish you didn't.
Well, I was thinking about rearranging the furniture, and I thought that you might have some ideas.
No.
Well, tell me what you think if I was to put the couch over here and the desk over there. Do you see what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Well, I think that it's good, but when you open the drawer, you're going to hit the patient in the head.
You know what? You're right.
But that could be good.
Hi, I'm Kevin Neal, and I have a 2 o'clock with Dr. Katz.
Mm-hmm.
Is he usually pretty busy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, thank you very much. I know I'm a little late. I was caught in traffic out here on...
Could you take a seat, please?
Okay, do I need to fill out any forms?
I don't know.
He has them?
No.
Okay, because I never filled anything out.
Maybe your last therapist sent them over.
Well, I've never been to another therapist. Maybe he got it from my dentist.
Maybe.
So he has my dental charts?
Yeah.
That'll help.
Oh, yeah.
I've been married 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I got married after a 2-year, I want to say engagement. But I had dated enough, and then I finally met that Miss Right, Miss Always Right.
Right.
And I thought that was the one. Yeah, it's difficult. I met my wife at a costume party one Halloween. She came as a Slinky. That was her outfit. And I remember the first time I saw her, she was coming down the stairs, She was amazing. She was like taking 2 at a time. She was pretty good. And we got to talking, and it turns out that she works as a stunt woman in Hollywood, which is very convenient for me. Like after a date when I went to drop her off, I didn't have to stop the car or anything, Right by her house, and she was gone. Trip to Hawaii was just fantastic.
Great.
Stayed in this cute little hotel. They even put me in the honeymoon suite. It was the only room available. I was staying with a nice couple from Nebraska. I got some good shots on that trip, good pictures.
Mm-hmm.
And I found this beautiful beach, too. It was like right on the water.
Sounds wonderful.
Oh, it was just incredible. I went out on a whale-watching boat. The captain even let me steer the ship. That was fun.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't crazy about sitting on his lap, but I did okay. I like cold weather. In the winter I like to sleep with my windows open, with a lot of blankets. That's cozy. I like to do that. And then in the summer I like to crank the air conditioner all the way up, open up the windows, and then sleep out in the backyard. You get that draft coming out of the house. Oh, baby, that's nice.
Mm.
I like the winter. I tried cross-country skiing last winter. That is a tough sport right there.
Sure.
Here's a little tip if you're going to try it. Start off with a small country. And go the width, not the length. Chile's a good beginner's country because it's only about this wide.
I get older, I don't know what it is. I don't have the drive I used to have. I don't... the big thing in this country, you got to be number one, man. Everybody's got to be number one. Woo! Number one! We're number one! I don't know. Mm-hmm. It's just gotten to a point where it's ridiculous now. You watch a football game, there's always the camera on some big fat guy in the stands drinking a beer, sticking his finger in the camera. We're number one! Well, you're a little confused. See, they're number one, you're fat and drunk. Do you see the difference at all? I don't want to be first. I don't, I tried to be first. It just didn't work out for me, so.
Yeah.
You know what I want to be? I want to be next. Yeah, I want to be next. I like the feeling of being next. Do you know that feeling?
Sure.
When the guy in front of you in line suddenly moves up and you realize, all right, I'm next.
Hey, Laura. Take a sweet look at sweet me. Sweetie, how are you, sweets?
Don't say that.
I'm sorry, it's a new way of talking. Just add sweet to everything.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm trying to, perk up a little bit. I think sometimes I'm a downer. Plus, it's, the nervous tension here. Whew, I screwed up, huh? Didn't I?
Is there a reason why you're here?
Well, just, stop by to show myself off. I'm like a thoroughbred. I need to be seen. If it were the old days, I'd be brought around in a train, in a cage. I'd go through all the cities and, and a guy would bring me out with a collar and a chain, and I'd be half nude, and he'd say, "Look at the freak!" No, I'm kidding.
Do you have kids, Doctor?
Yes, I have a son.
Yeah. My wife and I waited to have the kids, and so my wife and I had a plan. She wanted to do natural childbirth, natural. Mm-hmm. Our plan was she was going to go into the delivery room, squat in the corner, have the baby, then go finish her shift in the rice fields. That was our plan. My wife was in labor for 30 hours. 30. At the end of the 30 hours, a doctor came to me and said, "Jack, we have a problem." Really? Yeah, because I hadn't figured that out myself while I was watching the Today Show for the second time. And he decides to do a C-section after 30 hours. A C-section. This doctor who'd been so laid back for 30 hours saying, "Let her have the baby. It's a natural process. Let her have the baby." Now he starts screaming, "Get a surgeon on the phone. Prep her up here. Book an operating room. I want her downstairs in a half hour." He whips around to me and says, "You! Put on a surgical gown. Meet us downstairs." Me? What are you, like one guy short? What, did somebody call in sick? I'm a comedian. And they cut her open. I watched them cut her open. I've never seen this. Known my wife for 15 years at this point. Never seen her cut open.
Right.
She was lying down. She had a little white curtain in front of her face so she couldn't see what's happening. I could see both sides. Here she's smiling at me. Here they've cut her open. Mm. She keeps saying to me, "What are they doing?" I'm not going to tell you what they're doing. They pulled it out, and the doctor said, "It's a boy!" And I said, "Honey, it's a boy!" And then I looked, and I got confused for a second because of that umbilical cord. I thought, whoa! That's no boy, that's a man! The second one's easier. That first one, I was a mess. The second one, boy, I'm relaxed. Second one's completely different. Second one's in the car right now. Yeah, I cracked the window. I'm going out right after this. He's fine. The first one, I actually signed up at the hospital for a class on how to give a baby a bath. Yeah. The nurse came in and said, "We're going to give a class on bathing the baby down in the nurse's lounge. Better hurry, space is limited." Okay. I said to my wife, sign up for the class. I signed up, we went. It was like they sucked the brain right out of my head. It never occurred to me that I've taken, several thousand baths myself, and I could just apply that knowledge to the baby. My wife was totally into the breastfeeding, completely. She got one of those nursing bras. Have you seen those?
I have, yes.
Yeah. It's got a snap on the cup. Yeah, the cup pop, opens right up. Hey, where have these been? I spent 17 years with my hand behind her back. What is that, a button, a staple? Little help here. For him, enjoy yourself. Oh, that's fair.
Anyway, do you notice anything different about me?
No.
That's kind of why I came here. I wanted to, I have a sort of a new image today. I'm constantly changing. I'm like a chameleon. So I wanted to see if you noticed. It's pretty obvious. You want me to step closer?
No.
Here, let me turn sideways for profile.
Ben, just tell me what it is.
To look at the ear, like around the ear area.
Are you wearing an earring?
Yes. Huh? What do you think? Pretty sexy, huh?
There's something covering it. What is that?
It's the tape.
Tape.
It's a tape-on.
Oh, a tape-on.
Yeah, they don't make clip-ons anymore.
Wow.
Yeah, you got to do it yourself. Hey, Dad.
Hey, Ben.
How you doing?
Ben, you got tape on your ear.
Oh, that's you noticed.
Yes.
Well, it's not just tape, Dad. It's partially tape. And take a closer look underneath the tape.
What is that? Is that an infection? Oh, it's an earring.
Yeah.
Hey, you're not rebelling, are you?
Against what?
That's true.
I don't have time for that, Dad.
This is just a look you're experimenting with.
Well, this is, remember we were talking this morning about, finding a new image for me, your son, Ben.
And this is until you find one.
Well, this is part of a new and improved Ben. A Ben for the people.
Hey, I like the old Ben. I want my old Ben back.
I thought the old Ben was all right.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you got to change with the times.
Can I be brutally... Do you want my honest opinion?
Is that the one where my feelings get hurt?
I'm afraid so.
Yeah. Well, what other sort of opinions do you have? Any real softer ones?
I just don't know if an earring is the right look for you.
God.
Remember how you felt when we went out to a restaurant 2-3 years ago and I had the rug?
Yeah, that bothered me.
Because your father was trying to what?
Compensate for having no hair.
Yes.
Yeah.
And now my son is trying to what?
Compensate for having no ears.
You're a grown man. I just don't know why you want to sabotage yourself this
Dad,
way.
I got my hands up here. That means stop. I'm going to get the earring, and I'm going to get it tomorrow morning. Appointment at 9:30 a.m.
Yeah, remind me to set your alarm for 10.
I'm not going to sleep through this one, Dad.
No, this is...
You can't pull that trick on me.
Okay, I'm putting my hands up. No, it doesn't mean stop.
Oh.
Different meaning. Same gesture.
What does it mean?
Look how clean my hands are.
Oh, okay.
I really don't like confrontations, so I avoid them at all costs, and I always give the benefit of the doubt. Like, the other day I was stopped at an intersection.
Right.
And a car came up and tapped into my bumper. And, like I said, I hate confrontations, so I give him the benefit of the doubt. I thought, okay, he just tapped into my bumper,
Sure.
Well, the next thing I know, he's pushing me through the intersection. And I thought, okay, he's just pushing me through the intersection. Well, we get about 5 miles down the road, and I thought, okay, well, we're just 5 miles down the road. That's all right. But, you can go through your whole life like that and never take a stand. Mm-hmm. So this is why I've made these moral decisions and think I'm a better person for it.
Hi, Laura. It's
I know who it is. The calls are coming closer together.
Yeah, same guy, different booth. How you doing?
Fine.
Hanging in there?
Yeah.
Hang in there, baby.
Do you want to talk to your dad?
Yeah, is he available?
No. He's with a patient. He'll be out in about an hour. Do you want to call back?
No, I can stay and chat. I'm at the mall. You know, I got my appointment to get my ear pierced, and I'm just, there's a brief hold-up. Where did you get yours pierced? I'm just wondering, maybe I should switch. I'm just starting to get second thoughts about this particular outlet.
Well,
because it's called Bloody Ears.
that's not a good sign.
And I'll tell you something, that's no way to advertise. You know, but I spoke to the manager, and he seemed to be very reassuring, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was his name?
Dr. Festerpuss.
Yeah, I have 4 cats. I did have a dog once, and I was going to send him to obedience school, but he said no. But the cats are, I take them with me a lot of places, and I'll smuggle them onto the plane, because you're only allowed to bring 1 on, actually. So I have 4, so I'll smuggle them on, and it's uncomfortable, you know, it's stressful. What I do is I put them in a balloon, I swallow them, and then I, you know, crap them out later. So, you know, it's stressful for me and for the cats, but it's worth it.
Are you getting cold feet?
About the piercing?
Yeah.
Me?
Mm-hmm.
That's it. You know, take it back right now. You know, I'll hold.
Ben, you're stalling.
I'm not stalling.
You're stalling.
What does that expression mean, stalling? That's a silly thing, too.
I got my ears pierced when I was 10.
Did you go south of the border?
No, pediatrician.
Is that legal?
Yes.
That's a little early, a little premature to get, and, you know...
Well, you know, it's a cultural thing.
Where are you from, the islands?
I gotta go, Ben.
Ben told me that he wants to get his ear pierced.
Oh, boy.
Oh, I think that's great.
You think it's great?
Yeah.
You got it pierced already?
He has it taped on, you know.
Oh, boy.
Well, Jonathan, he's just a kid. I mean, you were young once, and you probably did some crazy things, right?
Oh, sure, when I was young, when I was in college, I had my tubes tied. But that's, you know, everybody was doing it then.
Yeah. No, but wait, didn't you, Katz, didn't you go to Woodstock?
That was the plan, but I was worried about the parking, you know.
Oh, yeah. Well, what about all the sex?
Yeah, and all the drugs.
Well, I was worried about the parking.
Why?
Are we talking about the same Woodstock? Hey, Ben.
Hey, Dad.
Hey, I'm looking. I don't see any earring.
Oh, yeah, you noticed.
What happened?
Well, I didn't, I was down at the mall.
Yeah.
And, you know, I sort of got caught up doing other things there. I didn't quite have enough time to get the earring put in.
Is that really what happened, Ben?
No.
Is it, why didn't I listen to you in the first place, Dad?
Well, I think you might have put some ideas in my head, and then you made me think twice.
Well, maybe I planted the seed, but you watered it. It grew in your garden.
I helped it grow.
You nurtured it.
I talked to it.
You nourished it.
I gave it the necessary sunlight.
Yep.
You know, but, you know, just because I didn't get the earring doesn't mean I'm not going to change my image. I mean, I did get this.
Hey, looks great, Captain.
It's a raccoon cap.
Ben, that's seasonal.
Man, it itches. Yeah, I'm allergic to raccoon. But you know, when I take it off, it leaves a great rash. What do you think? I wear this around. It's not seasonal.
Do you know how many raccoons died to make that one hat?
Dad,
do you know that?
No, I don't.
One raccoon.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's not so bad a ratio.
I guess that's true.
Yeah.
It's good business sense.
Yeah. You know how to tell if a raccoon is rabid, by the way? Poke him in the eye. Oh, no, that's how you make a Venetian blind. I'm sorry.
Oh, Dad.
No, they shouldn't be out in the daytime.
Yeah.
Unless they're sick.
That's right. Unless you're wearing one.
Yeah.
No, I don't go out in the day either, don't get me wrong. I'm a creature of the night.
I can tell I'm getting old, getting out of bed. I can't get right out of bed in the morning.
Yeah.
I used to be able to get, when I was 18 or 19, 2 steps to getting out of bed. You throw back the covers, you're out of the bed. Now there's 3 steps. Have you noticed this in your life?
Right.
Yeah, now there's like a middle step inserted. I throw back the covers, and then I actually sit on the side of the bed for a couple of minutes. Just kind of thinking, whew, whose house is this? You know, wow. And I wake up sore. I'm sore from sleeping. That's a good sign, huh? Boy, that laying in one spot for 8 hours, that'll wear you out. Do you ever wake up and you move your head around and there's stuff snapping in your neck? What's that? Because there's got to be a finite number of those things. When's the last one going to snap? You're just going to... Boom. Oh, jeez. Oh, that's great. I think I stripped it. This is why I like coming to your office, doctor, because it's not like a regular, you know, when I go into a regular doctor's office, it's intimidating. They like to intimidate you. They do. Mm-hmm. They leave you in there a long time. That's why I like when I come here, you know, boom, I'm in, you're there, we talk, you know. They leave you in that doctor's room a long time. You notice you never get all the way naked? Have you ever noticed that? Mm-hmm. You always leave like your watch and your socks on. You don't want the doctor thinking you're hot for him. You ever play with the equipment? You ever try to give yourself that blood pressure test?
No, I never have, no.
You ever get up to that thing on strapped up and pump that? Get it all pumped up, then you can't figure out how to release the pressure? Ah, hey, oh, hey, a little help in here. You got a big purple bulging appendage. Help me! Help me! Boy, you know, I got to tell you, as I get older, I'm glad that I was born in this era, because I'm a kind of a wimp, you know. I mean, I don't want to fight. There are still guys my age that want to fight. If somebody cuts me off in the car on the street and I beep at them, they're going, "Come on, come on!" They want to fight me. Like that's going to fix it up. You know, I saw that Braveheart movie. Did you see that?
Yeah.
They're all fighting each other with sticks. They would line up hundreds of guys, thousands, and then thousands on the other side with sticks and paint. You know what I thought while I was watching that movie? I would be so far back in that pack of people.
Right.
I would be the guy in the back going, "Go ahead, because I'm going to get coffee ready, because when you're done hitting, you're going to be thirsty. Go." Did I drop my keys? Go ahead, fellas. Because when I get up there with my stick, I want the last guy on the other side standing to look at me and go, forget it.
My father, though, is, you know, I've always got along well with my father.
That's great.
Sometimes he'd lose his temper and he'd get very angry, but he would control it. He would just slowly count to 100. Then he would lift my head up out of the water. I went to see a professional basketball game, the first one I've ever been to, not too long ago. And you know they play full court?
Yeah, the professionals, sure.
Yeah. I read that a long time ago basketball courts used to be carpeted, and then somebody found out that there were some beautiful hardwood floors underneath the carpeting. So, you know, they fixed them up and left them that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's a much louder game now, but a little more exciting. Less rug burns. But, you know, it takes me a while when I get up in the morning to, you know, it's like a computer. You have to be booted up. I think people should wake up normally, naturally, and that's when they should show up to work or school. You know, and if they're late, that's no big deal, you know? Or they should have an alarm clock that wakes you up gradually. You know, a human voice that maybe says, "Come on, buddy, get out of bed. Come on. You got the whole day ahead of you. You're looking good. Now, come on, get out there. Come on, it's beautiful on. You get out of bed. You get out of bed now before I kick you out of bed. I'll kick you out of here so fast." And then you hit the snooze alarm. "Okay, buddy. Sorry, pal. Come on, buddy. Get out of bed. You're looking good." You know, something like that. I just feel like I'm getting older. You know, my gums are starting to recede now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can't tell now because I comb them forward. But, so it's tough just finding out where you stand in life sometimes, you know. But, you know, as you get older, you start realizing that life is very short. You know, 1 minute you're here and then the next minute, you know, I mean, you're still here, but I live every day like it's the last day of my life. Every morning I wake up real early. I spend maybe 3 hours on the phone making funeral arrangements. And then I just sit back and I wait, because, you know, you really don't know what's going to happen.
Whoops, you know what the music means. Our time is up.
This has been a presentation from Comedy Central.